You've done it all. You've cleaned up your diet, cut out coffee and alcohol, reduced your sugar, eliminated gluten, meditated, tracked every sign your body could possibly give you. You've worked harder for this dream than you ever thought you would. And still, no baby. If you're over 40 and finding yourself here, month after month of hope followed by disappointment, I want to offer you something different. Not more to-do lists, but a new way of seeing this path. Because what if the journey to motherhood isn't something to control, but something to surrender to? What if this isn't about fixing anything, but finally listening? For over 25 years, I've walked with women just like you, smart, intuitive, capable women who aren't failing, but are being invited into a deeper alignment with their spirit, their body, and their future child. I want to be clear. This isn't about trying harder. It's about receiving differently. It's about becoming the kind of woman life flows to, rather than one who feels like she's chasing it down. I meet women like you every day, women who have conquered careers, run marathons, built beautiful lives with discipline and heart. You've faced every challenge by taking action, learning the rules, and working harder. And it's worked until now. Fertility doesn't play by the same rules, and that's the paradox no one tells you about. You can do everything right, eat perfectly, supplement religiously, track every sign your body gives you, and still find yourself staring at another negative test. And if you're like most women I work with, you don't understand why. You don't know what box you left unchecked. You think, maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it's too late. But here's the truth that most fertility specialists, clinics, and even well-meaning books never say. Motherhood is not earned through effort. It's received through alignment. This journey isn't about fixing every possible variable until you deserve a baby. It's about creating an internal environment where life naturally feels safe, welcomed, and magnetized. When you've been taught that success comes from effort, surrender can feel like failure. But here, surrender is the beginning of your power. One of my clients, a brilliant attorney, a partner at her law firm, kept meticulous records of every cycle, every supplement, every acupuncture session. She approached fertility like she had approached every other goal, with relentless determination. And when it didn't work, she was devastated. She said to me through tears, "I have never failed at anything I worked this hard for." But she wasn't failing. She was being invited into a different kind of relationship with herself, one that no amount of striving could unlock. In our work together, she shifted from managing her fertility like a project to becoming a vessel for life. She learned to listen to her body's quiet wisdom, to soften, to trust herself again, not just intellectually, but somatically, spiritually. And a year later, at 43, she conceived naturally after multiple failed IVF cycles had told her she had less than a 2% chance. Miracles don't happen because we push harder. They happen because we become available to them. And it starts by understanding your unique energetic landscape, your fertility archetype, so you can stop guessing and start aligning. Take the free fertility power quiz below. If you've ever walked out of a fertility clinic clutching a lab report, your heart sinking as a doctor explained your AMH is too low or your FSH is too high, you know what it feels like to be reduced to numbers. You've probably heard phrases like, "It's just biology," or "It's time to consider donor eggs." But something in you, something ancient, wise, and sacred, knows there's more to the story than lab values and percentages. What the conventional model misses is the very thing that makes you powerful. You are not just a body. You are energy, emotion, spirit. And your reproductive system doesn't live in isolation. It responds to your thoughts, your stress, your inner dialogue, your beliefs about yourself, your safety, your worthiness. When doctors talk about your ovaries like malfunctioning parts in a machine, it's no wonder you begin to feel like a failed system. But your body isn't a machine, it's a symphony. Your nervous system is the rhythm keeper. Your hormones, the strings, sensitive and adaptable. Your beliefs and emotions, they're the melody, shaping the entire tone. And your spirit, that's the conductor. Quiet, powerful, wise. This isn't just poetic fluff, it's supported by science too. Studies have shown that chronic stress, fear, and emotional suppression disrupt hormone balance and ovulation. Meanwhile, mind-body practices like meditation and visualization, tools I teach every day, have been shown to increase pregnancy rates significantly, even in women previously told they had no chance. When the emotional and energetic blocks begin to clear, the body often responds in ways no medical protocol can predict. You don't have to abandon science to embrace your soul. In fact, when you embrace both, that's when real miracles happen. Let's pause for a moment and ask a deeper question, one that most fertility specialists or programs never touch. What if it's not just your eggs, hormones, or lab results that are influencing your fertility? What if it's your identity? And by that, I mean your beliefs, your emotional patterns, the unconscious stories you carry that's quietly running the show beneath all of the supplements and the protocols. Because here's the truth, your body listens, not just to what you eat, but to what you believe. It listens when you tell yourself, I'm too old. It listens when you say, I have to try harder. It listens when you think, I don't know if I'm meant to be a mom. Those thoughts don't just stay in your head. They translate into chemistry, hormones, tension. They shape the subtle energy field that surrounds and nourishes your reproductive system. I've seen it time and time again. A woman can be doing everything right physically, but if her nervous system is stuck in striving, or if she holds a subconscious belief that motherhood will cost her identity, her body won't open. Why? Because your body is loyal and unconditionally supportive. It will always protect you based on what it thinks you believe is safe, even if it's not what you ultimately want. This is where your fertility archetype comes in. There are hidden energetic patterns that govern how you respond to challenges, how you relate to your body, and what you unconsciously believe is possible for you. We all have them. They're not flaws, they're adaptations. But until you name them, they'll keep running the show in the background. And that's why I created the Fertility Power Quiz. In just 2 minutes, it will show you which archetype is most active in your journey and what that archetype is protecting, blocking, or trying to teach you. The link is below. This is the missing dimension in most fertility work, the part where you learn to listen to your own energy, your own patterns, your own soul. Because when you understand your archetype, you stop trying to fix yourself and you start working with yourself. And when that happens, that's when things begin to shift. These archetypes aren't labels, they're energetic maps. Each one reveals a unique way you've been navigating this journey, some conscious, some deeply unconscious. When you understand your archetype, you stop trying to be someone else and you start working with who you truly are. These archetypes aren't fixed personality types. They're energetic stages within what I call the quantum fertility pathway. Each one reflects a specific vibration, a pattern of being that you've adopted, often unconsciously, to protect yourself, achieve your goals, or make sense of your journey. But now they're showing you exactly where your next expansion lies. When you take the fertility power quiz, you're not just learning who you are, you're discovering where you are on the path to full body alignment and spiritual readiness for motherhood. So allow me to share with you the 6 archetypes I've identified in working with fertility clients for over 25 years. The first one is the fighter. You've been through a lot and you don't give up. You meet every setback with more effort, more research, more grit. You're strong, determined, and often the most knowledgeable person in the room. But strength without softness can lead to burnout. Your next chapter isn't about trying harder. It's about allowing more ease and trusting your body without needing to battle it. The second archetype, the strategist. You're the planner, the organizer, the woman with the spreadsheet and the ovulation tracker. You find comfort in data and control. But fertility isn't always logical, and the desire for certainty can become its own form of stress. Your growth lies in releasing the need to solve and learning to surrender to the unknown with grace. Third, the healer. You live a clean, conscious, intentional life. You've likely done acupuncture, energy healing, maybe even led a yoga class or two. But even healers need support. And sometimes your self-reliance can turn into isolation. Your next step is about allowing yourself to receive care, not just give it. Number 4, the queen. You are accomplished, powerful, and grounded. You don't settle, not in your career, your relationships, or your self-worth. But part of you wonders, can I truly soften into receiving without losing my edge? Your invitation is to integrate your strength with vulnerability and allow both to lead. 5th is the goddess, deeply intuitive, spiritually connected, and often the one your friends come to for guidance. You believe in divine timing, signs, and energy, but sometimes you float in ideas more than embodied action. Your medicine is in grounding, in creating sacred structure that channels your intuition into real-world momentum. And 6th, the creator. Visionary, multi-passionate, you've lived boldly, pursued your dreams, and carved your own path. But deep down, you may fear that motherhood will require you to give all of that up. Your growth lies in realizing that motherhood isn't the end of your creative life. It's the ultimate expansion of it. Each of these archetypes has a gift. Each also carries a shadow. Knowing which one is most active in your fertility journey helps you see what's working for you and what might be quietly working against you. So take the fertility power quiz to discover your dominant archetype and begin aligning your energy with the future you're calling in. Each archetype on the quantum fertility pathway isn't just a reflection of who you are, it's a map of where you are. And every stage requires a different kind of support. When you're given advice that doesn't match where you are, it's not just ineffective, it can actually move you further away from alignment. For example, the fighter. You've been in survival mode for a long time. You're strong, determined, and you've likely powered through pain more times than you can count. But when the advice you're given just tells you to try harder, do more, or optimize everything, it only feeds the burnout. You don't need more battle plans. You need a safe place to lay your armor down. You need to learn that receiving isn't weakness. It's sacred. If you're in the strategist phase, you might crave clarity and control. But advice that says just surrender and trust the universe can make you feel unsafe, unseen, or even judged. You don't need to abandon logic. You need the kind of grounded spiritual support that helps your nervous system feel safe letting go. For the healer, you've done the cleanses, the rituals, acupuncture, you trust the natural path. But when people tell you to just stay positive or bypass your real emotions with spiritual platitudes, it's not healing, it's spiritual gaslighting. You need deep embodied tools, the kind that let you feel your pain without drowning in it. and hold dualities like hope and grief at the same time. You don't need more practices, you need resonance. If you're embodying the queen, generic fertility hacks will likely feel beneath you. You've mastered performance. Now you need to be met at your level with reverence, not rules. You're being asked to integrate power and vulnerability, and that requires high-level personalized mentorship, not more surface-level strategy. For the goddess, you believe in divine timing. You trust the universe. But when you're told to only visualize and affirm your way through fertility struggles, you may miss the grounded, practical actions that bring your vision into form. You don't need to believe harder. You need to root your magic in your body. When spirit meets structure, miracles happen. If you're a creator, too much rigidity will shut down your radiance. You need spaciousness, play, and permission, not pressure. And this is why so many brilliant, spiritually connected women feel lost on this path, not because they're doing something wrong, but because they're following advice that doesn't match their energy. Misaligned support doesn't just slow your journey, it can create confusion, exhaustion, and self-doubt. The Fertility Power Quiz helps you name where you are on the quantum fertility pathway so you can finally receive the kind of support your body, spirit, and nervous system are actually asking for. When your support matches your energy, you shift from efforting to aligning, from confusion to clarity, from pressure to possibility. Take the quiz now and step into your true path, the one that honors where you are and supports where you're going. And if something already resonated with you, if you suspect which archetype is leading your journey right now, leave a comment below. I'd love to know which one speaks to you and what it's revealing about your path. Because this isn't about waiting for a miracle to happen someday. It's about becoming the space where miracles want to land, starting now.